Glowing Hebrew letters appear with orchestral rise. Legendary tales by Shmuel. Welcome to episodes 2. 2 years. 2 full years. Joseph sat in a prison cell, betrayed by his brothers, forgotten by his people, and silenced by a world that feared his light. But God had not forgotten. Pharaoh, the god-king of Egypt, was troubled, tossing in bed, haunted by grotesque dreams, lean cows devouring fat ones, parched wheat swallowing lush grain. His dreams shook the palace. His soul screamed for answers, but no one could interpret them. Not his priests, not his magicians. Then the cupbearer, one of Pharaoh's servants, remembered a Hebrew boy in a dungeon who saw dreams with divine clarity. Gasping in realization, whispering to Pharaoh, Joseph, being shaved, cleaned, and robed, transformed from prisoner to prophet. Pharaoh, I have heard you can interpret dreams. Joseph, calmly, it is not in me. God will give Pharaoh the answer of peace. God gave him the interpretation of Pharaoh's dreams. Joseph, firmly 7 years of abundance will be followed by 7 years of brutal famine. Appoint a man of wisdom, or your empire will starve. Pharaoh, rising from his throne, eyes wide, there is none as wise as you. You shall be over my house. Pharaoh made him the governor. Joseph crowned with gold, standing above the Nile, crowds cheering. Teachings. Power must be wielded with wisdom. Joseph rises, but rules with humility. Joseph riding in a chariot, robes flowing, people bowing. Moral takeaway. Delayed destiny is not denied. Joseph's darkest moments were divine preparation. The dream had come true. Jacob's sons arriving at the Egyptian storehouse. Joseph, unaware it's their brother, that they bowed before him, just as he'd seen in childhood. But Joseph did not rejoice. He tested their hearts. Joseph accuses them of spying, detains Simeon, demands Benjamin. He was pounding these words in his mind. Would they abandon another brother as they had abandoned him, or had they changed? Jacob's heart, breaking as he sends Benjamin. Thoughts, thinking, and fear. Jacob had already lost Joseph, the first son of his beloved wife Rachel, whom he loved more than any of his other wives. Benjamin was the only remaining child from Rachel. Sending him away felt like risking the last piece of his heart. If harm should befall him on the journey you are taking, you will bring my gray head down in sorrow to the grave. Banquet at Joseph's palace. Joseph weeps in secret. Reasons. Broken heart, he was eating with the brothers who betrayed him. Joseph was now the second most powerful man in the world, seated at a royal table, but he was face to face with the very brothers who sold him into slavery. They laughed, they drank, but they didn't know who he was. Inside, Joseph wasn't feasting. He was breaking. This was the first time in over 20 years that Joseph had laid eyes on his little brother, Benjamin, the only other son of Rachel, the mother Joseph never got to say goodbye to. And Joseph hurried out, for his compassion grew hot toward his brother, and he sought a place to weep. And he entered his chamber and wept there. Silver cups secretly placed in Benjamin's bag. Reasons why. Joseph was testing their transformation. Joseph had to know, would his brothers abandon Benjamin the way they abandoned him? Would they throw Rachel's second son under the bus, again, narrator style? They once sold a brother for silver. Now Joseph placed silver in Benjamin's bag. Would history repeat itself? God reveals cup. Benjamin in shock. Brothers pleading. Judah steps forward, offering himself instead. Let the boy go. Take me instead. I cannot break our father's heart again. God's plan is bigger than betrayal. What man meant for evil, God used for good. Joseph, overwhelmed with emotion, tearing off his royal headdress. Narrator voice whispers. He could no longer hold back the tears. The brothers had changed. The family was healing. But the moment of truth had only just begun. True teshuva, repentance, changes everything. The brothers' transformation was a key to redemption. Speech balloon questions for comments. 1. What would you do if you were in Joseph's shoes? Would you forgive your brothers? 2. Why do you think Joseph tested them instead of revealing himself? 3. Do you believe every suffering prepares us for something greater? 4. What does the story Miketz, at the end, teach you about timing, leadership, and reconciliation? Watch out for the next episode. White right pointing backhand index. Subscribe to Legendary Tales by Shmuel for more Torah stories that awaken your soul. Like, comment, and share if this touched your heart.